Hello everyone, today I'm going to tell you about the scents I got with me to the mountains where I lived for almost, or maybe a bit more than 2 months. So there'll be quite a lot of fragrances because in my choices of fragrances, this is a very hard choice everywhere, especially for a perfume enthusiast. What fragrance are you going to get with you? On the one hand, and on the other hand, the fragrances you are going to be away from for 2 months. Now that's quite the decision. There's a lot of fragrances. I hope I can burn through them as fast as I can. Dans les bleus qui pétillent is the first fragrance. I cannot be away from this one. I cannot be away from my Serge Lutens. Dans les bleus qui pétillent is a wonderful scent I've discovered in the last maybe 2 years. Has it already been 2 years? My goodness. Dans les bleus qui pétillent is a play on... What is this a play on? It's a play on a marine scent with a twist of incense. Incense being olibanum here. I hadn't smelled anything like this until Dans les bleus qui pétillent. When I started wearing it, I realized it was very, very close in spirit to Guerlain's Aqua Lagoria Bosca Vanilla. Only Dans les Bleus doesn't have that surge of vanilla, not necessarily, although it's an amber, they're both ambers. It's more somber, it's darker because of that olibanum, which is so pronounced. But they are both a play on deep marine driftwood, yeah? So marine driftwood, it is beautiful. They're both gorgeous scents. I just happen to love Dans les Bleus a lot more. And I love this so much. This is the dent I put in it. I got myself another bottle. I just love Dans les Bleus qui pétillent. I cannot be without it. I should have got this with me to the sea. Maybe I could be away from it for a few days. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Now, let's get Serge Lutens out of the way, shall we? Because there's Chergui next. And you can tell I hadn't really unpacked them since I got home because the bottles are not crafted. You know, I'm just going to show you the bottle and that's it. We all know how Chergui smells. I was expecting this to smell. Alright, so Chergui is beautiful. Whenever I wear this, oh god, this came to me when I was wearing it one day in the mountains and I fell asleep. I was napping during the day and this vivid image came to mind. Imagine a mountain spring. In a mountain scenario, everything is herbal, fresh, maybe dry hay. Everything is almost ozonic, windy, if you will. Almost cool to the touch. It's got this cool inducing effect. And the stream is not running, water, but it's running foamy milk. This to me is very, very lactonic. It is beautiful. That iris contributes to its powdery creaminess. This is gorgeous. Chergui is something, I think it's the perfect scent. I don't know. Chergui just left me very, very impressed. I cannot be without Chergui. So again, I got myself another bottle. I have 2 bottles of Chergui now, and I don't regret it. And I'll probably wear this for the rest of my life as long as I can still find it. Yes. Yes. Alright, now the next Serge Lutens is En Bois Vanille. God, I have to bring this one out as well. It's the same situation, guys. It's the same looking bottle. This is En Bois Vanille. Too lazy to do this now. En Bois Vanille is, again, beautiful fragrance. Got myself another bottle. It is very similar in nature to Chergui and to other Serge Lutens scents. En Bois Vanille has this beautiful vanilla, yes, for sure. Sandalwood, which makes it slightly marine, I should say. Something of the sea in En Bois Vanille. It's got that coconut as well, which makes it a bit tropical. All right. All the usual things. But since I discovered one particular aspect about Amboise Vanille, I just became obsessed with it. It's something that you can find in Chergui as well. Explains the obsession. And in Minotaur by Paloma Picasso. And I think to some extent in Roma by Laura Biagiotti. It's that, how should I put this? It smells like an old car. It's sort of a gasoline smell. I don't know how to explain this. It's something very bitter, almost leathery, phenolic, that's for sure. Just when I think about it, it's like I can smell it already. It's so particular. I don't know, you have to smell it for yourselves. I don't know how to describe this. It's like a gasoline smell, but not unpleasant. You know, I love the smell of gasoline sometimes. Well, I think most of the time. Well, yeah, not all the time. But I do like myself some smell of gasoline. But this one is just so subtle until you notice it, and then it's, for me, it's at least it's everywhere. So that's why I love Amboise Vanille so much. Scent is gorgeous. Don't let this trick you into not smelling it if you don't happen to love the smell of gasoline. It's fine. All right. Now, should we go Prada? Let's go Prada. Okay. Prada Black. What can I say about Prada Black? Recently got this. Reviewed this. It is stunning. It is beautiful. I cannot be without it. It is such a sexy smell. It's Daniela Roche-Andrier. It is perfect. Ordered myself a new bottle of Angélique Noire, speaking of Daniela Andrier, because there are rumors, and I don't want to contribute to this. There was a rumor that Angélique Noire was being discontinued. I've asked around. We do not know. Just saying. We do not know. Just to be safe, because Angélique Noire is my favorite scent from L'Art et la Matière at Guerlain, I got myself another bottle because I do not want to be missing out, you know, especially on Angélique Noire, which is gorgeous. So again, instead of talking about Prada Black, I'm talking about Angélique Noire. It happens. Prada Black is this spicy, truly dark, I should say vanilla, leathery, patchouli. I don't know. It's just that Angelica, man, steals all the show. It's got whiffs of Antaeus in it. It's very classic yet modern. It's a perfect launch. This is one of the fragrances I mentioned in the last video that I got with me forever. Even to the sea. I cannot be without this. This is my one of my best discoveries this year. I will never be without Prada Black. I hope they keep this forever, because this is my love now. All right. Another Prada, a recent acquisition, I should say. Got this with me because I wanted to get to know it a lot better. And I did. I don't necessarily know it a lot better. But this, to my nose, still smells very inspired by L'Heure Bleue, especially L'Heure Bleue, the EDT. Now, of course, it's not one and the same with L'Heure Bleue. It's soapier, it's whiter, but that neroli is almost the same. And it's got an iris accord as well, which is papery, dusty, but not as dense as is L'Heure Bleue. It's just airy. Think of the airiest variety of L'Heure Bleue you can imagine. The soapiest. And this is Prada Amber. It is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful scent. What can I say? I'm in love. I was thinking of getting myself a larger bottle of Prada Amber, if I can find one. I don't think this is discontinued. I do not know. If I can find one, maybe I'll get one. However, when I'm wearing this, it's like I'm wearing, as I said, it's like I'm wearing a lighter variety of L'Heure Bleue. So I know I love L'Heure Bleue more, right? But this is gorgeous. And the audacity, again, in taking L'Heure Bleue as an inspiration, which I'm sure this was the inspiration behind this, which is marketed towards women, which is silly, of course, and having this Prada Amber being marketed pour homme, right, for men. Again, the audacity, the play, the illusion that is gendered fragrance. This is so beautiful. I love cases like this. There's nothing inherently masculine in this fragrance as much as there's nothing inherently feminine in L'Heure Bleue. It is what it is. Now, let's get this out of the way. Yes. Mancera Red Tobacco. I'm not even going to open this box because we all know how this smells. It's one of the 3 fragrances that I got with me forever. Is this becoming my signature scent? It might be. It is beautiful. I find that Red Tobacco is a play on Guerlain's L'Homme theme, which is... what is it? It's an ambery, synthetic-y, very modern, rosy, cherry, leathery type of scent, where the main player is tobacco, right? So this is not as harsh as people make it out to be. I found this to be quite smooth, and I did overspray this, and it did not kill me, nor did it kill the people around me, or at least they weren't complaining. It is beautiful, gorgeous scent. I think this is becoming my signature. My goodness. What's to become of me now? I don't know. I just love Red Tobacco. It's the perfect scent for me. All right. L'Odyssée pour Homme Intense. I recently got this, and again, just like with Prada Amber, I wanted to discover it more. So this is it. I wore this quite a lot, as you can tell. I wore this almost every day while I was there. Not every morning, right? When I was getting ready to face the day, as we say, I did a couple of spritzes of this. This is a perfect flanker. When you wear this, it will remind you of the original L'Odyssée pour Homme, which is a beautiful fragrance. It's one of my most favorite scents out there. I know I have hundreds of favorite scents, hundreds. It's a play on the original L'Odyssée pour Homme theme, with the addition of something denser and darker, and I suppose it's where the incense comes into play. It's smokier, it's a bit denser, but apart from that, it does remind me beautifully of L'Odyssée pour Homme. Now, L'Odyssée pour Homme is a lot brighter, right? It's more citrusy, it's everything, you know, it's more floral, L'Odyssée pour Homme, but the main theme carries on beautifully in L'Odyssée pour Homme Intense. And I remember, and I want to kick myself, I remember I did not like this fragrance. I don't know why, because it's not that, again, it's pretty common smelling right now, and it used to be common smelling back then as well, because I was enjoying my L'Odyssée pour Homme, and I couldn't, you know, I was like this, I couldn't think of a variety which would be more interesting to me. Also, do keep in mind that back then, and when I say back then, I'm talking about the mid 2000s, I didn't have 300 plus fragrances back then. I had maybe 16, which is a lot, even for those times. There's another point. I did not like it because fragrances were expensive that time. Expensive for myself and for, you know, people like me. I was a student. There were no discounter sites, gray markets websites like there are now. If you wanted a fragrance, you had to go into a store, a fragrance shop, and you had to pay full retail for that fragrance. And this is why, and I still, to some extent, I know I'm guilty of overbuying, but to some extent I do have that behavior even today. Before I buy a fragrance, well, as I said, not always, I'm very guilty of overbuying. Whenever I consider buying a fragrance, I really consider it. This is a carry-on behavior from back then, when fragrances were full retail price. You know, if you wanted a fragrance, you had to pay full price, and you really had to consider all the options. And for me, while I was already loving and wearing and having l'Odyssée pour Homme, there was no point in even considering a l'Odyssée pour Homme Intense, because it's still an eau de toilette. It's not, doesn't bring anything all that new to the table. However, I think this fragrance got a lot more interest when Armani launched that Acqua di Gio Profumo thing, which again, by the same standards, isn't the fragrance that I would consider buying. I think that's discontinued now, so okay, that makes sense. All right, so l'Odyssée pour Homme Intense, very good fragrance. I'm glad that I have it now, and I'm glad that I got to know it a lot better. And let's get to the only Francesca Bianchi I got with me, Etruscan Water, my most favorite scent from. Is it my most favorite now that Mariner's Rhyme is there? Huh. Well, you know, one of my most favorite scents, Etruscan Water. It is beautiful. Again, that play on the Mediterranean herbal theme, but this time a Chypre, a classical, strong, beautiful, elegant, fiercely elegant. Francesca Bianchi's Etruscan Water is a fragrance I could never be without. Never. It's my second bottle already. Finished one. I don't finish fragrance bottles all that much, mind you. I did manage to finish this one. If you haven't tried Etruscan Water by now, let me tell you, it is one of the most correctly made Chypres out there. Stunning. There's everything in this one. There's herbs, there's iris, there's that honey accord, there's the animalics, there's a leather accord in here. But that Chypre accord is just so stunning. It is beautiful and so strong. Now, the other fragrance, one of the three fragrances I always get with me is Rouge Parfum. I think this and Mancera Red Tobacco and Prada Black to some extent, these are my rotation now. My God, what is going to become of me? This is my first bottle. I have another bottle unopened, and I have Rouge Parfum Spirit, which is the same as this one. So they are the same. I wore it yesterday. They are completely the same. Well, not completely, but you know what I mean. I love Rouge Parfum. It is my second skin right now. Oh, bottle has been gathering some fragrance at some juice at the sprayer, and it's leaking. So interesting, because I overspray this. I overspray it every single time because who cares, right? I indulge in Rouge Parfum. What can I tell you again about Rouge Parfum? I have like 6 videos on it. Go watch them. It's gorgeous. It's everything I need. It's the most beautiful, deep, dark, dense vanilla out there. I mean, for me, it's smoky, it's leathery, it's perfect. It's, yeah. Have to clean this one out. I don't know why. Why has this been happening? I do overspray them, and there's a fault with many Guerlain sprayers. It's making my nose itch. The fragrance is so strong. There's a fault in many Guerlain sprayers where as you spray them, when you go like this many times, some liquid will accumulate inside this top here, the sprayer top, which comes out, right? It will accumulate there, leak inside this mechanism here, and when you turn the bottle like this, sometimes juice will fall out. It's not a problem, however it is highly corrosive, and this bottle is fine, nothing bad will happen to this bottle, but there are bottles where this can pretty much stain. Can't think of any for some reason. I know this happened to, oh right, the Absolu d'Orient bottles, you know, those caps which are gold painted plastic caps, they can get corroded by the juice. And the Aqua Liguria in general bottles, those are not very good. Well, the older ones especially. All right, with Habit Rouge Parfum out of the way, let me tell you about the discovery of the year for me. And this is Shalimar Millésime Jasmin. I was not expecting to love this fragrance so much. Unfortunately, I sprayed Habit Rouge and I cleaned the bottle, and I'm not going to be able to smell this because it is everywhere. But alas, I do have to try. I should have started with this. Millésime Jasmin has been, oh God, the most, I guess, the most surprising scent to me. This warranted a separate video in itself because this needs to be contrasted with the Shalimar flankers Souffle de Parfum, all of them, right? Because it's more or less the same theme. So what's going on here? It's Millésime Jasmin, right? So it's, you take the core of Shalimar, well, most of the core of Shalimar, and you amp up the Jasmine. Now this in theory sounds a lot more interesting than it actually is. In reality, this is a completely different scent. It's an ambery scent with Shalimar facets. It's got the this paper doesn't help me all that much. It's got the basic, I should say, Shalimar core. But the main player, which is, I should say, vanilla, right? Vanilla is the most important player here, which is in tandem, it's playing a duet with this beautiful Jasmine, and together they create this fluffy cloud. It is warm, fresh at the same time, white, soapy, very clean, but it's so interesting. I don't know why. And if I were to contrast this with Shalimar Souffle de Parfum, which doesn't do the same thing. So the Souffle line is a different take on Shalimar, where the amber becomes much more tonka, but the Jasmine there is Jasmin Sambac. I don't know which Jasmine they put in here. I guess it's all the Jasmine. Jasmin Sambac comes across as drier and a bit screechier, at least in Shalimar Souffle, right? So all of those variations of Shalimar will be a lot more screechy, white floral, common smelling Jasmine, if that makes sense. With one exception, which is, God, what was that called? Souffle de Lumière, the white bottle, right? That was Jasmine and ylang, and because of that ylang, which is, I suppose, naturally found in Shalimar, I suppose, creates this creaminess, which, oh, that's my favorite from that whole line. But this one here, the Jasmine is like, it's like a portrait of a Jasmine, where the Jasmine is center stage and the background is fluffy white vanilla. It is, well, I know it's not contrasting the background very much because the jasmine is white and the background is white. There's nothing dark about this fragrance. Maybe there's something golden because of that amber, but it is beautiful, a stunning fragrance. The discovery of the year for me. I've been wearing this. Dent isn't all that much. The fragrance is very potent, but it doesn't scream. It's not loud. It doesn't fill a room. It just stays close to your skin, but for days, right? I think Shalimar, Millésime Jasmin, and L'Odyssée pour Homme Intense were my most worn fragrances this summer. And that's it, right? That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you found out something new. If you've got any other questions, do let me know in the comments. And until next time, remember, fragrance creates memories and may yours be happy.